Oh boy. Let me go again. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today is covering a topic that I've talked about in the past. I don't remember how long ago it was on my channel, but I'll put it up in the back. We're talking about Andretti, and Andretti was, deciding, or, well, they kind of already decided, but they wanted to join the grid around 2025 and 2026, and they were accepted by the FIA, but Formula One itself they rejected it, like physically rejected it, and said that they can come back in 2028 and see what's up. So I'm going to read you an article from ESPN today, and we're kind of just going to go through it. This is new news, so I'm only bringing you the best. I hope you enjoy. It's a lot of reading. I do apologize, but I mean, it's good to know. It's news. Thank you for watching. All right, so we know that F1 rejected their bid to join the team for in 2025 and 2026, but they have let the door open for the team to enter in 2028. Andretti and Cadillac, a General Motors brand, had formed a technical partnership to join F1 as an 11th team. The bid was approved from a technical perspective by the governing FIA last year. The bid likely would have relied on a Renault engine deal in the short term, although General Motors has registered to join F1 as an engine manufacturer from 2028 onward. F1 rejected the project in its existing form on Wednesday, but said Andretti has a good chance of joining F1 in 2028 if General Motors follows through on its plans to build its own F1 power unit. Our assessment process has established that the presence of an 11th F1 team would not, on its own, provide value to the championship. So basically what F1 is saying is, I mean, you can read it. I mean, I'm just trying to point it out. Basically what they're saying is, they don't have first off, they don't have a power unit yet, and GM, or General Motors, is going to have one 2028 and onward. Also, they just said flat out that they wouldn't add anything to Formula One, which makes sense, right? Because Formula One is a huge brand. So Formula One really needs what's, best for the company, which makes sense. But I feel like for anybody, especially if you own a team, that would be a big punch in the gut. So this decision means F1's grid will remain at 10 teams and 20 drivers for at least the next 4 years. Andretti responded to the news with a statement later Wednesday. Andretti Cadillac has reviewed the information Formula One Management Limited has shared and strongly disagree with its contents, the statement said. Andretti and Cadillac are two successful global motorsport organizations committed to placing a genuine American works team in F1, competing alongside the world's best. We are proud of the significant progress we have already made on developing a highly competitive car and power unit with an experienced team behind it, and our work continues at pace. Opposition to the project goes deeper than the logistics of the engine in the car. Earlier last year, team founder Michael Andretti, son of 1978 world champion Mario Andretti, accused F1's 10 existing teams of being, quote, very greedy, and saying their opposition, it's all about money. Responding to Wednesday's news, Mario Andretti posted on X, Twitter, I'm devastated. I won't say anything else because I can't find any other words besides devastated, which is very sad to hear. I mean, they had like the whole thing planned out, and like I said, it must be a punch in the gut to hear this. I mean, imagine just like opening up your email one day and you just get, like, if you apply for a job, you get an email and it says, basically, we don't want you because you're not going to add anything to the company, which would probably feel really, sorry to swear, but it probably feels really bad. And obviously I don't want to like pretend like I know what Andretti is feeling. I do not know what they're feeling. All I know is that they're devastated, but that was public knowledge. So I'm not trying to say or claim that I know what they're feeling, but I do kind of understand through the news and the article and the Twitter and whatnot. F1 was not bound by the opinion of existing competitors, but the majority of the sport's 10 teams have been opposed to a new team coming in, as it would dilute the prize money shared among them. That opposition has undoubtedly helped shape F1's decision. F1 also said it did not believe Andretti would come in and be truly competitive with a customer deal. The most significant way in which a new entrant would bring value is by being competitive, the F1 statement said. We do not believe that the applicant, who is Andretti in this case, would be competitive at all. Even before Wednesday's decisions, Andretti rejected the suggestion and insisted the team would be ready to race by 2025. F1 disagreed with that concept on the basis that this would involve a novice entrant building two completely different cars in its first 2 years of existence. The fact that the applicant proposes to do so gives us reason to question their understanding of the scope of the challenge involved. Andretti Cadillac has hired big names in the racing world, including former Renault technical chief Nick Chester, and has set up a satellite UK base in Silverstone to support the team's global racing hub in Indianapolis, which, kind of makes sense with IndyCar, Indy 500, and whatnot. That makes sense. It has also been testing in Toyota's Cologne wind tunnel with a 60% size model designed to the current regulations. Many in F1 were skeptical about the logic of Andretti joining the grid in 2025. So basically what I'm seeing here is, like I said, it's like if somebody, you applied for a job and somebody said, you're not going to be good for the company, you're not going to participate and whatnot. And obviously, F1 is high level athleticism, right? I'm not saying that they don't have good drivers for it, but with the part that F1 says, they don't really understand the full scale. Makes a little bit of sense. I'm just trying to get it all figured out. I mean, I'm in the middle of this. F1 brings up great points and some not so great points, and Andretti brings up some good points and not so good points. So all around, it might make the most sense, that we take a break and just wait until we add more F1 teams, because they have all this stuff going on already. Team changes, team name changes, team, principal changes, all that stuff. So, of course, it makes sense that even in 2025 and 2026, which is a year and 2 years away before, we hit the ground running again, makes sense. But then again, it makes sense on Andretti's side that they would want to be, seen as a legit team instead of somebody who would just not add anything to the sport. And this is a different segment, different article, but F1 also pointed out that, there's a lengthy statement, but I'm not going to read the whole thing, obviously, because I've done a lot of reading anyways. But they said that, just the team alone not having a power unit is going to add a whole new stack of problems. Like they don't have a power unit to begin with, so the whole process in a year would be mind-blowingly impossible. I mean, you need to build a F1 power unit from scratch in a year. I don't know how long it takes, but I would assume that you need more planning than just a year. So the fact that, F1 has put out a statement, and I think they're trying to be as sincere as possible, as well as being as clear as possible, that the team has a lot more to work on and to work forward, but they are welcome to, try and join in 2028, which I feel like is cool, right? Like, obviously, they don't get to join they don't get to join when they wanted to, but I mean, at the end of the day, 2028 is open for them, and F1 has said they're more likely to be accepted in 2028, which shows, shines a little bit of light in the darkness of the subject. Well, darkness. I don't want to make this sound sinister or anything, but in this subject, 2028 is a long time away. Sure, it's 4 years away, but it is something to look forward to, and I think it would be great for Andretti to have this sort of almost, like something to work towards, right? Like delayed gratification. If they spend a lot of time working on the team's details, the cars, the engine, all of that stuff combined, in 2028, they could be an amazing team because they had all this time to think about it. And I feel like this is a good and a bad thing, right? The statement that F1 puts out, I feel like it's a good thing because, we don't want F1 to come crashing down by any means. I mean, they said in this article that they will be more likely to be accepted in 2028, which I feel like I said, delayed gratification gives us something to work towards, which could mean they become a better team. More time to work, which means more time to come up with ideas and gather a great team. I mean, they say they have a great team, but I mean, you can never really have too many people. Well, hold on, that's not true. But you get my point. And I don't want to drag this video out too long. There's this last, it's not even a segment. It's just really just like a paragraph, not even. But it really just narrows down the point of what F1 is trying to say into, I'd say, 3 reasons. But let me read it to you first. The underlying reasons were a combination of F1's doubts over the competitiveness of the Andretti bid, which is 1. The fact that it would rely on an existing F1 engine manufacturer being forced into a supply deal until GM is ready with its own engines, which is, option number 2 or reason number 2. An already existing manufacturer would add a lot more hassle than needed. And also the belief that F1 would bring value to the Andretti brand rather than the other way around. Part of the statement's conclusion stated that F1 was unable to identify any material expected positive effect on the sport's financial results as a result of the addition of Andretti to the championship, which is the third one, which is finances. So it's competitiveness, engine management, and finances, which as a whole really just boils it down to one thing, which is it's a hassle. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I know the last couple of videos, or last two, have been a little bit repetitive, just reading articles and whatnot. But I mean, this is, like I said at the intro of this video, this is, pretty important news. And I think it's great to, share it with you guys, because that's kind of that's what I do here. And I promise you there will be better videos in the future. But as you can kind of imagine, it's kind of hard with not having the season. But anyways, I just want to thank you guys for watching, subscribing. We've grown so much over the past couple of days from my Chicago video, which kind of, I don't want to say blew up, but it has gained some traction, and we're getting closer to 20K, and I want to thank all of you guys who have subscribed and viewed. And I hope you guys enjoy the next videos in the future. I'll see you guys next time. The amount of takes that I had to do in this video it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm literally just reading, but apparently I have dyslexia.